Are you struggling to manifest your desires despite having positive thoughts? Do you find yourself wondering why your efforts seem to be in vain? If so, then this video is for you. Today we're going to delve into a profound aspect of Neville Goddard's teachings that might just change your perspective on manifestation. Let's address the elephant in the room: positive thoughts. We're often told that maintaining a positive mindset is the key to manifesting our desires. But what if I told you that positive thoughts alone aren't enough? So, let's talk about manifestation. You might think it's all about being positive and hoping for the best. But according to Neville Goddard, there's more to it than that. He teaches us that manifestation is about much more than just being positive. It's about something called living from the end. Now, what does that mean? Living from the end is like stepping into the future and seeing yourself already living the life you want. It's like imagining that your dreams have already come true, even before they actually have. Let me break it down for you. Imagine you have this big dream, something you really, really want. Maybe it's finding your dream job, or meeting your soulmate, or living in your dream home. Whatever it is, living from the end means imagining yourself already there, already living that dream life. It's like playing make-believe, but with a purpose. You're not just pretending for fun, you're actively shaping your reality. You're telling the universe, "Hey, this is what I want, and I believe it's possible." Now I know what you're thinking. But how do I do that? How do I imagine something that hasn't happened yet? Well, that's where your imagination comes in. Your imagination is like a superpower. It can take you anywhere you want to go, even if it's just in your mind. So, let's say your dream is to find your dream job. Instead of just hoping and wishing for it to happen, start imagining yourself already working in that dream job. Picture yourself walking into the office, meeting your colleagues, and doing the work you love. Really feel what it's like to be there, to be living your dream. Or maybe your dream is to meet your soulmate. Start imagining yourself already in a loving, fulfilling relationship. Picture yourself spending time with your partner, laughing together, and supporting each other through thick and thin. Feel the love and happiness radiating from every moment you spend together. And here's the thing: the more vividly you can imagine it, the more real it will feel. It's like you're tricking your brain into thinking it's already happening, and the universe into making it happen for real. The reason why positive thoughts might not be working for you is because you're only scratching the surface. You're missing out on the deeper truth that Neville Goddard elucidates: that imagination is the true creative power. Positive thoughts are like little sparks of light that can brighten up even the darkest of days. They're like little reminders that everything is going to be okay, no matter what life throws at you. But here's the thing: positive thoughts alone might not be enough to make your dreams come true. You need something more powerful, something that can really kick things into gear. And that something is your imagination. Now I know what you're thinking. But wait, what does imagination have to do with anything? Well, let me tell you, imagination is like the secret ingredient that takes your positive thoughts to the next level. It's like the fuel that propels your dreams into reality. You see, Neville Goddard, a wise teacher, once said something really interesting. He said, "It's not just about thinking positively, it's about imagining vividly and persistently." And you know what? He's absolutely right. Imagine this: you're sitting on your couch, thinking about all the things you want to achieve in life. You're thinking, "I'm going to be successful, I'm going to be happy, I'm going to be healthy." And that's great. Those positive thoughts are like little seeds that you're planting in your mind. But here's where imagination comes in. Instead of just thinking those thoughts, really imagine them. Picture yourself achieving your goals, living your dreams, and feeling amazing. See yourself walking down the street with a big smile on your face, knowing that you've accomplished everything you set out to do. And don't just stop there, get vivid with it. Imagine all the little details, like what you're wearing, what the weather is like, and how you feel in that moment. Really immerse yourself in the experience, like you're watching a movie of your own life playing out before your eyes. But here's the key: you can't just imagine it once and then forget about it. You have to be persistent. You have to keep coming back to those thoughts and feelings again and again, until they become second nature to you. Think of it like this: Imagine you're learning to ride a bike for the first time. At first, it feels awkward and uncomfortable, and you're not sure if you're ever going to get the hang of it. But you keep practicing, you keep trying, and eventually it becomes effortless. So, what does it mean to live from the end of having your desire fulfilled? Let's break it down in simple terms. Imagine you want to manifest a specific goal, a fulfilling relationship, a high-paying job, or financial abundance. Instead of merely thinking positive thoughts about it, immerse yourself in the experience of already having it. Let's imagine you're dreaming of having a really loving relationship. You want someone who's there for you, who makes you feel special, and who you can share all your hopes and dreams with. Sounds pretty amazing, right? Well, guess what? You can totally make it happen. So, how do you do it? Well, one way is by something called living from the end. It might sound a bit fancy, but it's actually pretty simple. Living from the end means imagining yourself already in that dream relationship. It's like stepping into the future and seeing yourself with that special someone, all happy and in love. Now I know what you're thinking. But how do I do that? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Let's break it down step by step. First things first, take a moment to really picture what your ideal relationship looks like. Imagine yourself and your partner doing all sorts of fun stuff together. Maybe you're going for walks in the park, cooking dinner together, or cuddling up on the couch watching movies. Whatever it is, really see it in your mind's eye, like you're watching a movie starring you and your dream partner. Next, think about the conversations you'd have with your partner. Imagine laughing together, sharing stories, and talking about your hopes and dreams for the future. Picture yourself feeling totally comfortable and at ease, like you can be yourself completely. And of course, don't forget about the love. Imagine feeling that deep connection with your partner, like you're both on the same wavelength and totally in sync. Picture yourself showering each other with affection, hugs, and kisses, and just basking in the glow of your love for each other. Now I know what you're probably thinking. But how do I make this happen? How do I turn this dream into reality? Well, here's the thing. By living from the end, you're actually planting the seeds for your dream relationship to come true. You see, when you visualize yourself already in that loving relationship, you're sending out a powerful message to the universe. You're saying, "Hey, this is what I want, and I believe it's possible." And guess what? The universe is listening. By consistently imagining yourself in that dream relationship, you're actually attracting it to you. You're aligning yourself with the energy of love and partnership, and you're opening yourself up to all the amazing possibilities that the universe has in store for you. Now, I won't lie to you and say that it's going to happen overnight. Building a loving relationship takes time and effort, just like anything worth having in life. But by living from the end and consistently focusing on your vision, you're setting yourself up for success. Similarly, if you're aiming for a high-paying job, imagine yourself already in that position. See yourself thriving in your role, enjoying the perks, and fulfilling your career aspirations. It's not about feeling the state of having your desire fulfilled immediately. It's about persistently imagining it until it becomes familiar to your inner senses. Neville Goddard, a wise teacher, tells us something really cool. He says that our imagination is like a superpower. It's like having a magic wand that can make all sorts of amazing things happen. He even goes as far as saying that imagination is like God itself, full of endless possibilities. Imagine this. Before airplanes existed, someone had to dream them up, right? They didn't just pop into existence out of nowhere. No way. First, someone had to imagine what it would be like to fly through the sky like a bird. They had to picture it in their mind, feel the wind on their face, and hear the roar of the engines. That's where it all started, in someone's imagination. And guess what? Your dreams and desires work the same way. Just like airplanes started as ideas in someone's imagination, your desires can start there too. Whether you dream of becoming a famous singer, owning your own business, or traveling the world, it all begins with a thought in your imagination. Think about it like this. When you imagine something, you're like an artist painting a picture on a blank canvas. You get to choose the colors, the shapes, and the details. And the best part? You can make it as big and as bold as you want. But here's the thing, imagining your desires isn't just about daydreaming or wishing for something to magically appear. It's about really believing in what you're imagining. It's about feeling it in your bones, like it's already real. Let's go back to the airplane example. The person who dreamed up airplanes didn't just think, "Oh, wouldn't it be nice if we could fly?" No way. They believed it with every fiber of their being. They could see it, hear it, and feel it as if it were happening right now. And that's the secret sauce to making your desires come true, believing in them like they're already here. It's like planting a seed in the ground and knowing, without a doubt, that it's going to grow into a big, beautiful tree. You don't doubt it for a second because you can see it in your mind's eye. So, how do you harness the power of your imagination to bring your desires to life? It's simple, really. Start by getting really clear on what you want. Picture it in your mind like a movie playing out before your eyes. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Once you've got a clear picture of your desire, start to believe in it with all your heart. Feel the excitement and joy as if it's already happening. And most importantly, trust that the universe has your back and is working behind the scenes to make it happen. Now, I won't lie to you. It might take some time for your desires to manifest. But that's okay. Just keep holding on to that vision in your mind and keep believing in it with every fiber of your being. Before you know it, you'll start to see signs that your desires are coming true. But here's the catch: belief is crucial. You must believe without a shadow of a doubt that your desires are attainable. Doubt and contradictory assumptions only serve to hinder manifestation. Your current circumstances are merely reflections of your old assumptions. But guess what? You have the power to change them. By assuming the feeling of your wish fulfilled, you align yourself with the reality you desire. Many people believe that their circumstances are final and unchangeable. But life is fluid, constantly evolving and changing. Just as you experience different emotions and experiences, your circumstances too can change in an instant. Your self-concept, or how you see yourself, is super important when it comes to making things happen in your life. Imagine it like this: if you think you're not good enough or that you don't deserve good things, that's what you'll see happening around you. But if you change that and start believing in yourself, seeing yourself as someone who deserves all the good stuff, then your whole world can change. Let's break it down a bit. When you have a negative self-concept, thinking you're not worthy or capable, it's like wearing dark glasses that make everything look gloomy. You might find it hard to see the good things around you, and you might even attract more negative stuff because that's what you're focusing on. But when you switch those glasses for some bright, shiny ones that make everything look amazing, that's when the magic happens. By believing in yourself, seeing yourself as someone who deserves all the good things in life, you start noticing more positive stuff happening. It's like the universe responds to your positive energy and sends more good things your way. So, how do you make this shift? It's all about changing your mindset. Instead of thinking you're not good enough, start reminding yourself of all the amazing things you're capable of. Focus on your strengths, your talents, and all the times you've succeeded in the past. This helps build your confidence and makes you see yourself in a more positive light. Another thing you can do is practice self-love and self-care. Treat yourself with kindness and compassion, just like you would a good friend. Take care of your physical and mental health, do things that make you happy, and surround yourself with positive people who lift you up. It's also important to challenge any negative thoughts or beliefs you have about yourself. Whenever you catch yourself thinking you're not good enough, stop and replace that thought with a positive affirmation. Tell yourself things like, "I am worthy, I am capable," and "I deserve all the good things life has to offer." So, how do you embody the state of the wish fulfilled? Start by becoming the observer of your thoughts. Weed out any doubts or contradictory assumptions, and replace them with empowering beliefs. So, manifestation is not just about positive thoughts, it's about imagination, belief, and persistent focus on the end result. By living from the end, you tap into the creative power within you and bring your desires into reality. Neville stresses that to manifest our desires, we need to tap into this field of possibilities through our imagination. By using our imagination, we can enter the state of being where our desires are already fulfilled. This state of being is what Neville refers to as the end. In this state, we feel as though our desires have already been realized, and this feeling is what attracts our desires to us. Neville warns that if we focus on lack, competition, or worry, we will attract more of these negative experiences into our lives. Therefore, we need to focus on the reality we want to experience and stay true to it with our thoughts and imagination. This means that we need to let go of the limiting beliefs that hold us back and embrace the reality we want to create. To illustrate this concept, Neville shares several examples of people who have successfully used their imagination to manifest their desires. He also shares some simple yet effective techniques that we can use to tap into the power of our imagination, such as visualization, affirmations, and self-talk. Neville Goddard's teachings on the creation process go beyond just manifesting material possessions. It's about manifesting our desired reality. He believes that we can create anything we want in life through the power of our imagination. The first step is to identify what we truly want and to focus our thoughts and energy on it. This means we must be clear about our desires and avoid sending mixed signals to the universe. Neville stresses the importance of occupying the state of being that person who already has what they desire. He believes that by doing this, we are living in the end and allowing our desires to come to us naturally. It's like ordering something from a catalog and knowing that it's already on its way. We don't need to worry about the how, just the end result. To occupy the desired state, we must use our imagination to create a mental picture of our desired reality. This mental image must be vivid and feel as real as possible. We must immerse ourselves in this mental image and feel the emotions associated with achieving our desire. This creates a vibrational frequency that aligns us with our desires. Neville Goddard also stresses the importance of belief in the creation process. We must believe that what we desire is already ours and that it's only a matter of time before it manifests in our physical reality. This belief must be unwavering and unshakable, even in the face of obstacles and challenges. Furthermore, Neville emphasizes that creation is finished, meaning that everything we desire already exists in the quantum field. It's simply a matter of aligning our energy and vibration with our desired reality. The universe is abundant, and there is enough for everyone, so we don't need to worry about competing with others for our desires. The imagination is not limited to just visualizing our desires. Neville believed that we can use our imagination to change our beliefs and perceptions about ourselves and the world around us. By imagining a different reality, we can shift our consciousness and create a new reality for ourselves. Neville also stressed the importance of staying true to our desires with our thoughts and imagination. It's not enough to just visualize our desires once and then forget about them. We must continue to hold the feeling of having our desires and act as if they are already ours. This means letting go of any doubts or limiting beliefs and trusting that our desires are on their way to us. The imagination is also a key component in the law of attraction. According to Neville, the law of attraction is simply the law of assumption. We assume that our desires are already ours and act accordingly. The imagination helps us to assume that our desires are already ours and helps to attract them into our reality. In order to unlock the full potential of our imagination, Neville believed that we must also cultivate a sense of detachment from our desires. This means letting go of any attachment to the outcome and trusting that the universe will bring us what we need at the right time. Neville Goddard's philosophy centers around the idea that creation is finished. He believes that everything we desire already exists, and we don't have to create anything. This may seem like a radical idea to some, but Neville's teachings emphasize that the power of our imagination is what creates our reality. Understanding that creation is finished is the key to unlocking our true creative potential and manifesting our desires. This understanding also helps to remove the sense of competition because we understand that our desires are not something that we need to compete for or fight over. When we accept that everything we desire already exists, we know that there is an abundance of what we want, and we can have it without competing with others. Furthermore, when we understand that creation is finished, we can remove the sense of lack from our lives. We know that we don't have to struggle to create something that we desire because it already exists. This helps us to stay in a positive and abundant mindset and attract more of what we want into our lives. The role of faith in the creation process is one of the most important concepts that Neville Goddard emphasizes. He suggests that having faith is essential for manifesting our desires and bringing our imaginal acts into the physical world. Faith is not just about believing in something, but it's about having a deep conviction that what we desire already exists, and that we are already the person who has that desire. Neville explains that having faith means that we must live in the end, which means occupying the state of being that person who already has what they desire. We must also have faith in the power of our imagination, which is the only real reality. Our imagination is the key to manifesting our desires, and having faith in it is the first step towards making our dreams a reality. Neville suggests that faith is not just a mental state, but a state of being. It's not just about thinking positively or affirming our desires, but it's about embodying the feeling of having already achieved our goals. When we have faith, we are living in the end, and we are allowing our desires to come to us rather than trying to chase after them. This is because our state of being is attracting the reality we want to experience. Neville believes that the key to developing faith is repetition. We must repeatedly impress our desires upon our subconscious mind until they become a part of our being. This means that we must imagine ourselves already having our desires and feel the emotions associated with achieving our goals. The more we repeat this process, the more we will develop faith in our ability to manifest our desires. Neville also suggests that faith is not something that we can fake. It's not enough to just think positively and say affirmations without truly believing in what we are saying. We must have a deep conviction that what we desire already exists, and that we are already the person who has that desire. This level of faith requires practice and patience, but the results are worth it. Neville also suggests that the crucifixion of Jesus is a powerful symbol of the transformative power of the imagination and our ability to awaken to our true nature as God in human form. Neville's teachings provide a unique perspective on the law of attraction and the power of the mind to shape our reality. By understanding that everything we desire already exists, and that our imagination is the key to unlocking our creative potential, we can live in the end and allow our desires to come to us rather than trying to chase after them. The role of faith in the creation process cannot be overstated. Neville suggests that we must have faith that what we desire already exists, and that we already are the person who has the desire. Faith is not just a mental state, but a state of being that allows us to live in the end and manifest our desires. Neville's teachings on the crucifixion of Jesus provide a powerful symbol of the transformative power of the imagination. By understanding that we must crucify the old self and rise again as the new self, we can awaken to our true nature as God in human form and manifest our desires. As you can see, the law of assumption teaches the exact opposite of what most religious or spiritual groups teach. In the manifesting community, we are taught that regardless of who we are, what we do, and where we live, we can experience what we want to experience, and we can be whoever we want to be just by changing how we assume. We are told the manifesting community that we can have everything in the world and manifest whatever we want. Everything belongs to us. We are everything. We are gods who create our own reality. Nothing can change us, nothing can affect our lives, and nothing can force us to do what we don't want to do. But you see, on the other hand, our society teaches us about luck, fate, and facts. We are forced to accept who we are forced to accept things as they are. And we are taught to think about what other people think. It can occasionally seem as though we are deluding ourselves, or as though it is all too good to be true when we claim to prior experiences that run counter to these lovely realities. Instead of letting ourselves relax in the knowledge that we already have all we desire, it is simpler to accept the world as it is, and to believe that we must work hard to achieve our goals. This is where building faith and our awareness of God and gaining a deeper understanding of where our desires spring from comes into play. Here I would like to include one of Neville Goddard's quotes. He says, "Look upon your desires as the spoken words of God and every word of the prophecy of that which you are capable of being. Do not question whether you are worthy or unworthy to realize these desires. Accept them as they come to you. Give thanks to them as though they were gifts. Feel happy and grateful for having received such wonderful gifts, then go your way in peace. In simpler words, Neville Goddard actually says that our faith is our fortune. What do we think will happen to us? What we believe will become our reality. And our thoughts affect our lives the most. And our desires come from God within us. And what you see in the 3D world, such as a lack of evidence for what you want to manifest, has no effect on whether you manifest your desire or not. It means the 3D world doesn't determine our fate. The 3D world doesn't affect our lives in any way. We decide what we want to experience and who we want to be. Only you select what reality you want to experience, and you allow whatever happens in your life to happen. So you have got all the power, you have got all the energy, and nothing can prevent you from doing whatever you want to do. But it is another fact that believing this and assuming this is much more difficult. Although it seems easier, it really is difficult because our minds are trained to accept things only if they have got some evidence. If there is no evidence, our minds don't accept that thing. Is especially hard to believe for a specific person. If you want to manifest a specific person in your life, you will not easily believe that you can just attract that person into your life just by your thoughts. For some reason, this specific person has left you and now you are fighting an old story from your past. But when you believe that our desires are the spoken words of God, and that we are one with everyone, everything, then we start to transcend the part of us that wants to question whether we are worthy of what we want or whether we are doing the right thing. You also have to remember that your desires and whatever you think don't only serve you, but they also serve other people whom you interact with in any way. So regardless of whether you want to be in a relationship with someone, get a job you've always wanted, or experience something new, always believe that whatever you want is in the best interests of everyone close to you, or with whom you interact. You know that you are God, and you need to remember that God never makes a mistake. If your inner self desires something, it means you are capable of manifesting your desire. If you can think of something, you can get it too. Everything that comes into your mind isn't out of your reach. Because your desires are God-given and God makes no mistake. And when you know that your desires are God-given, then why do you need to have faith and persist in them? Let me say, if you don't believe in your desire, it means you unintentionally believe that you are not God. For God, everything is possible. The words faith and perseverance might sound like we need to do some sort of work to receive our desires. But it is actually quite the contrary. Having faith in what you want and what you desire, and persisting means that you have already manifested what you wanted to manifest, and you have become what you wanted to become. Having said that, this does not imply ignoring uncomfortable feelings and forcing ourselves to believe them instead, even though it may seem otherwise. We can allow ourselves to feel and let go of unpleasant emotions from a position of knowing that every thought and emotion we are having is guiding us toward the realization of our chosen reality. Is how I define persistence and having faith and desire when I really feel my emotions while remembering who I truly am. All the negative thoughts, emotions and feelings fade away, and faith and persistence come naturally. Most of us join the manifesting community because we want to manifest some of our desires. And we become so focused that we forget to connect with our inner God, or I am the law of assumption manifestation. And Neville Goddard's teachings actually revolve around connecting the inner self. Our inner self is the true God which actually controls our life. The spiritual journey of the law of assumption is about connecting to your inner self. We are used to finding support and evidence from the 3D world we live in. And when you start in the manifesting community, you will also find support from the external world. We have been taught to ignore our consciousness and imagination. But in fact, our imagination is the actual world where we all live. We seek information and validation for our desires in the 3D world. But it's not the way to manifest them. You don't need any confirmation or answers to your questions from the world outside of you. You just need to connect with your inner self, your higher self. You will find everything inside of you. You need validation from the world inside you, not from the world outside of you. Neville Goddard said, "I have told you that I am, if therefore you seek me, let these go their way." When you connect with your inner self, you actually establish a connection with God. So the need for any validation or confirmation decreases. Because when you connect with your inner self, you get the answer to every question, you get everything that you need. So what I'm saying is that if you just connect to your inner self, you will need nothing, and you will manifest all of your desires. When you manifest anything in the 3D world, you don't need to focus on the 3D world. The whole process starts in your head. Your imagination and consciousness are required to manifest your desire. So why do you need anything from the outside world? Everything that you may need or even not need is inside you. Let me say you are everything. And you don't need anything. Everything that you need or wish to have is inside you. And it already exists inside you. So why do you need what you want? Don't you already have it manifested? Why do you still need the things that you already have? Why are you trying to manifest the thing that you have just manifested? Let me explain why you are lacking in desire. Why do you feel that you need something? It is because you don't live in a state where you have that particular thing? So what do you actually need now? You need to step into that state where you feel that you have manifested your desire. If you need validation or information to support your desire, that means you don't believe your desire. You have not connected to your inner self, or you don't think you are God. So in that case, you will not trust the process, and you will manifest what you want to manifest.